Welcome to our channel, where we update the most shocking, dramatic, and unstoppable episodes from the hit TV series Beyond the Gates. If you think you've seen all the twists in TV series, then prepare yourself, because what's about to happen to Bill and the Dupree family will leave you breathless. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the episodes that are shaking up the small screen. A car accident took place in the dark of night. The car crashed into the railing on the side of a cliff and rolled many times before falling into a narrow, damp ravine, trapped between dense trees. When the rescue team discovered Bill in the rubble, they thought he was dead. But by a strange miracle, he was still alive, unconscious, bleeding from many places. His body covered in wounds and his skull severely impacted. They took him to the hospital in critical condition. While everyone was worried about whether he would survive, no one expected that when Bill woke up, he would not only have physical injuries, but also carry with him an unprecedented dark nightmare, a warning from a world far beyond reality. Immediately after waking up, Bill began to say things that no one could understand. He mentioned blood, a lot of blood flowing from the ceiling, from the old picture frames hanging in the long hallway of the Dupree mansion. Blood seeping into every tile where generations of the family had walked in the glow of fame. He talked about a long dining table with empty chairs, where each family member collapsed one by one, poisoned, stabbed in the back, or pushed down from above in cold, cruel ways. He spoke of a plot that had begun years earlier, hidden behind fake smiles and toasts to the dark red wine, which he now said was no different from their own blood. At first, doctors had dismissed it as a hallucination caused by a traumatic brain injury. But the eerie parallels between what Bill said and recent shady events within the Dupree household made it all the more puzzling. He described with precision the disappearance of a maid without a trace, and the discovery of an unidentified skeleton buried behind the estate's rose garden a few days later. He spoke of the silent quarrels between Vernon and Martin, of a second will burned in front of a secret witness. And then he mentioned a gunshot in the night. The gunshot had not happened. But exactly 2 weeks later, Martin was shot in his office. No one knew who did it, no evidence. Just a cold bullet to the chest from behind. No one knew how Bill could describe all this. He had never known the Dupree family. He had not been near the scene of the events. But he knew everything, and seemed compelled by some force to see it all. He said that there was something wrong with their house, that it was breathing, watching, punishing blood traitors. He mentioned the cracked walls where letters in blood appeared and disappeared, warning of the names that would die next. These people, strangely enough, all had accidents later. One had an accident at work, another had a stroke in the bathtub, and one simply disappeared forever. The more Bill talked, the more people panicked. But instead of worrying about him, they started trying to silence him. Once, when the nurse left the room for a few minutes, he was injected with an unknown drug that left him unconscious for 48 hours. When he woke up, Bill couldn't remember the details, but he began to see new visions, more bloody images, more brutal deaths. He said there was a secret room in the mansion where people had been held for weeks without anyone knowing. He told of a video recording of a family member planning to poison anyone who opposed him. He describes the strange tattoo on the back of Madison's neck, which no one knew she had, until she injured it and it was revealed during a medical visit. Each detail he laid out was like a piece of a gruesome puzzle that, when completed, revealed a dark, internal conspiracy that had been going on for years. The Dupree family were not the victims. They were the perpetrators of the impending destruction. The culprit was none other than the head of the family, Vernon, once seen as a beacon of morality and authority, who had turned every line of communication, creating conflict, spreading fear, and destroying anyone who dared to resist. But Bill also saw something worse, that Vernon was no longer in control of his own plot, and that someone else had turned the tables. Someone no one expected. Someone who was manipulating Vernon, turning everyone into pawns for one ultimate goal, the destruction of the entire Dupree family and the ultimate power. The nightmare continued, and every day, Bill said more things that both the hospital and the police could not ignore. At some point, people no longer knew whether he was crazy or sane, because everything he said became true. And then one night, after the security camera was cut off for 3 minutes, Bill disappeared from his hospital bed. No trace, no message. No one knew where he went. But a few hours later, a video was sent to the phones of every surviving member of the Dupree family. In that video, Bill stood in front of the burning mansion. His eyes filled with strange calm, and said only one sentence: "You chose blood to protect the secret, now blood will choose who will survive." From that moment on, the Dupree family fell into real hell. Accidents follow, lawyers disappear, assets are illegally transferred, the press begins to dig up unsolved cases related to their past. Public opinion is in an uproar. The family is falling apart. No one trusts anyone. No one knows who is next. And from deep in the darkness, Bill is still watching, or something is using his body to carry out bloody justice like never before. And if you think it's over, think again. The ghosts of the past never rest. The secrets never truly lie, and the last survivors of the Dupree family may just be the remaining pawns in a larger, more ruthless game that has never been revealed. Is Bill really gone, or is he just hiding, preparing for the final blow? Or is he just a tool in the hands of a dark force, bent on wiping out the entire Dupree family from this world? No one has the answer, but one thing is certain: the nightmare is not over yet. Watch as more secrets are revealed, conspiracies continue to explode, and seemingly innocent people are revealed. The power play, betrayal, and bloodshed will continue. And you, the audience who are following this story, do not miss any of the shocking moments coming. Subscribe and follow our channel today so you do not miss the next terrifying developments of Beyond the Gates. The worst is yet to come. And when the gates of hell truly open, you will be the first to know the truth.